Good morning. I hope this finds you all well with everything that's going on around us. Please be assured of my prayers for you all. Now, one of the things that comes with being a vicar and being in ministry is the need to visit hospitals, sometimes quite often. So often, in fact, that I sometimes think I should have a loyalty card for the car park. The other week, I found myself going to visit an elderly parishioner. She'd been a stalwart of village life for decades. She'd been such a supportive member of her local church. Sadly, she knew that she was coming into land, as she put it, and she wanted the chance to chat. Now, as I walked in through the hospital doors and towards the lift that would take me to her ward, I was greeted by a shout from behind, "Vicar, Vicar, you must come and see." And I turned around, and though it took me a little while for the penny to drop, it suddenly clicked that here was a dad from a couple who I'd married just a couple of years before, and they were in hospital for the arrival of their firstborn child. So of course I went off with Dad and we went to visit Mum and the baby. And while I was there, they asked me if I'd bless the baby, and so I made a sign of the cross on the baby's forehead and spent a little bit of time chatting with them and sharing in their joy and celebrating with them. Then I went to visit my elderly parishioner. We sat and we read some of the Psalms together, we prayed together, and she told me off for turning down the volume on the telly. And I blessed her with a sign of the cross, just as I blessed the baby with a sign of the cross an hour or so earlier. Now, you might think that only one of those hospital beds was a joyful place when I visited that evening, but that's not the case. Little Lucy's mum and dad were excited to welcome the next stage of their lives, and in a strange way, so was that elderly parishioner, ready to embrace the next stage of her life because she had a good idea of where she was going. As she put it, "I love Jesus, and I should very much like to meet him, if that's all the same to you." Now, at that marvellous lady's funeral service, I was able to share, and others were able to share, stories of her life. And in the many years ahead, I look forward to seeing what that new baby is going to get up to in their life as well. Because it's not the manner of our birth or our death that really matters, as important as they are. What really matters is how we live that bit in the middle, how we live the life given to us, how we inhabit the life that is given to us. At the moment, we as Christians are journeying through the season of Lent, and that's a time where we're invited to think about the way that we are living our lives. We're invited to think about the things that are life-giving and energizing, the things that make us happy, the things that draw us closer to God. To identify them, to mark them out, and then also to think about what are the things that take us further away from God? What are the things that affect our lives and give us a poorer quality of life? And to think about how we can overcome and take out those things from our lives and build in more of the positive things, the things that we find build us up and, as I say, bring us closer to God. And maybe you want to spend some time thinking about those things today. So what I want to say this morning is farewell to that wonderful lady who left such a wonderful legacy, and welcome to the world to that little baby, because I know that they both have awfully big adventures ahead of them. God bless and take care.